I learned in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He's very near by this. He wasn't 3 weeks off when I left him.
Have you lost many gentlemen in this action?
But few of any sort in that name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and eagerly remembered by Don Pedro. He had borne himself doing beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He had better virtual expectation than you must expect of me to tell you how.
He hath an uncle here in Messina, will be very much glad of it.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him. Even so much that joy cannot show itself modest without a backing bitterness.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
Kind overflow of kindness. No faces are truer than those that are so washed. How much better is it to weep at joy than to joy at weeping?
I pray you, is Senor Montalto returned from the wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such no army of any sort.
What is it that you ask for?
My cousin meets Senor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
He sent in his bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the flight. And my Uncle Fool, reading the challenge, subscribed to Cupid and challenged him at the bird book. But I pray you, who is his companion now? He has every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his face, but it's the fashion of his hat. It never changes with the next block. Who is his companion? Is there no young square now that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh Lord, you will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught in the pestilence than the taker on his presently mad. God hold the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere be cured.
You must not, ma'am, mistake my opinion. There's a sort of merry war betwixt Senor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went pelting off, and now is the whole man nothing but 1. So that if he have enough wit to keep himself warm, let him bear for a difference between himself and his horse, for is all the wealth he hath left to be known a reasonable creature.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were I would burn myself. But I pray you, who is his companion?
Well, as I said, he's most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Well, I hope that you will hold friends with me.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
You will never run mad.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro's a cold!
Good Senor Benedict. Come to meet your brother? Fashion of the world is to boycott. Did you encounter? Never came trouble to my house in the like of your case. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes his leave. You embrace your charge to liberty. I think this is your daughter. Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt so that you asked her?
No, Senor Benedict, for then were you a child.
You have it full, Benedict, and we may justify this what you are, being a man. Truly, the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honor.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as liking as she is.
I wonder that you would still be talking, Senor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain. Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she has such mean food to feed it as Senor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to Disdain if you can cut your presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is certain that I am loved of all ladies. Only you accept me. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart. For truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled by a vicious suitor. I thank God in my cool blood I am of your kin for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestinate scratched face.
Oh, scratching could not make it worse until such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of
yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue and so good a continuer. But keep your way, in God's name. I have done.
You always end your stage trip. I know you will.
Well, that is the sum of all, Leonardo. Signor Claudio, Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonardo hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay at the least a month. And he heartily prays some occasion will detain us further. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from his heart.
If you swear, my lord, you will not be forsworn.
Let me bid you welcome. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I'm not of any order, but I thank you.
Please let your grace lead on.
Your arm, Leonardo, we will go together.
Benedict, did thou know the daughter of Signor Leonardo?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple, true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that were she other than she were unhandsome. And being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, in the case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow? Come, in what case shall a man take you to go in the song?
In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that I ever looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband. Have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is it come to this? In faith, hath not the rule of one man, but he will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Go to in faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro's approached to seek you.
What secret I held you here that you followed not to Leonardo's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio? I can be as secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so. But on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how sweet his answer is. With Hero, Leonardo's sweet daughter.
If this were so, so were it other.
It is like the old tale, my lord. It is not so, nor 'twas not so. But indeed, God forbid it should be so.
If my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this with such mien, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 fays and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire could not melt out of me. I will dine it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in despite of beauty.
And never could maintain his part, but for the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But all women shall pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I will see thee, ere I die, with pale with love.
With anger, with hunger, or with sickness, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood with love than I will get again with drinking. Pick out my knives and hang me up at the door of a brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this fate, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me.
Well, as time will try. In time, the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict parrot, pluck out the bull's horns and set them in my forehead. Here you may see Benedict the married man.
If that should ever happen, thou wouldst be horn mad.
Nay, if Cupid have not spent all his quiver in Venice, thou wilt quake for this shortly.
I look for an earthquake too then.
Well, you will temporize with the hours. In the meantime, repair to Leonato's, commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparations.
I had almost enough mad in me to commit such an embassage, and so I leave you.
My liege, your highness may now do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how?
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her?
My lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with the soldier's eye. But now I have returned, and all is prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it. And I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her. Was not to this end thou beganst to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no love's grief by his complexion.
What need the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grant is the necessity. Look, what will serve is fit. 'Tis once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero I'm Claudio. And then in her bosom I will unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounters of my amorous tale. Then, after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it present.
What's the good year, my lady? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that grieves. Therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient's sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being as thou sayest, thou art born under Saturn, goest about to apply a mortal medicine to a mortifying history. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach and wait on no man's leisure. Laugh when I am merry and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he had taken you newly into his graces. For it is impossible that you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame this season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in the hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though, it cannot be said that I am a flattering, honest woman. Must not be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my church. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news brought you?
I come yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that he throws himself to inquire next?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
And who?
And to a proper squire, which way looks he?
Married on Hero, the daughter and heir to Leonardo.
A very forward marched chick.
How came you to this?
Being entertained for a perfumer while smoking a musty room, comes me, the prince, and Claudio, hand in hand in sad conference. I whipped me behind the heiress, and there we had agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us tither. This may prove food for my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me.
To death, my lady.
Let us to the banquet. Their cheer is greater than I am subdued. Would the cook war my mind? Shall we go prove what's to be done?
Wait upon your ladyship.
By my troth, niece, I will never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd as thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Too cursed is more than cursed. I shall listen God sending that way, for to say, God sends a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed, he sends none.
So then, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns?
Just, if he sends me no husband, for the which blessing I've added him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I cannot endure a husband that hath a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What shall I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my gentle waiting woman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. He that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him. Therefore I will even take sixpence in earnest of the bear ward and lead his apes into hell.
Well then, go you into hell?
No, but to the gates. And there will the devil meet me like an old couple with horns on his head and say, Get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here's no place for you, maids. So deliver I up my apes and away for the heavens to St. Peter. He shows me where the bachelors sit, and there live we as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, it's my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer.
The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you be not moving the time. If the prince be too important, tell him there is measure in everything, and so dance out the answer. For hear me, hero, wooing, wedding, and repenting are as a Scotch jig, a measure and a syncopace. The first suit is hot and hasty as a Scotch jig, and full as fantastical. The wedding, mannerly modest, full of state and ancientry. And then comes repentance, and with his bad legs falls into a syncopace, faster and faster till he sink into his grave.
Cousin, you apprehend passion shrewdly.
I have a good eye, Uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The revelers are entering, brother. Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company.
I may say so when I please.
And when pleases to say so.
When I like your favor, for God defend the loot should be like the case.
The visor is filing its roof, but within the house is Jove.
Why then your visor should get back.
Speak low. You speak of love.
Well, I would you did like me. So I would not for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities. Which one? I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. May the hearers cry amen.
God in
you true, I counted her.
You can never give him so ill will unless you're the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he. You are he.
At a word, I am not.
Come. You think I did not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to God. You are he. Graces will appear in. There's an end.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
That I was disdainful and had my good wit out of 100 merry tales. Well, it was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I. Believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he's the prince's jester, a very dull fool. He's only gifted in devising impossible slander. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he is in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Oh, do. He'll just break a comparison or two on me, which peradventure, not marked or laughed at, strikes me into melancholy. Then there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. Come, we must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if it leads to any ill, I will leave them at the next turning.
Surely my brother is an amorous on hero, and hath rose her father to draw to them. The ladies follow in but one by dream.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her. She is no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I, in the name of Benedict. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so, the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore, all hearts in love must use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent. For beauty is a witch against whom charm's faith melteth into blood. This is an accident of hourly proof which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio,
Yea, the same.
come, will you go with me?
Whither?
Why, even to the next willow about your own business. What fashion will you wear the garland of, County? About your neck like an usurer's chain, or under your arm like a lieutenant's scarf. You must wear it one way, for the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Why, that's spoken like an honest droivier. So they sell bullocks. But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Ha! Now you strike like the blind man. 'Twas the boy who stole your meaning, you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I shall leave you.
Alas, poor, hurt, foul. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me, the prince's fool. It may be I go under that title because I am married. But yea, I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice which puts the world into her person and so plays me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where's the Count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. And I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady. And I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him up a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod as being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy, who being overjoyed at finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
Wilt thou make a trust a transgression? The transgression's in the stealer.
Yet it had not been amiss that the rod had been made, and the garland too. For the garland he might have worn himself, and the rod he might have bestowed on you, who I take it have stolen his bird's nest.
I would but teach them to sing and restore them to the owner.
If their singing answer your saying, by my faith you say true.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Ha! She misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak with but one green leaf on it would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking that I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at a mark with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs.
Be that as it may.
If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left him before he transgressed.
Mary,
She would have made Hercules at turn spit, yea, and have cleft his club to make a fire too. Come, talk not of her.
and it should
You shall find her the aid and good apparel. And I would to God some scholar would conjure her. For while she is here, a man may live as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary, and people would sin upon purpose because they would go thither. So indeed, all this quiet, horror, and perturbation follows her.
be that as it may, Benedict. Look, here she comes.
Oh, will you grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand out to the antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now, from the furthest inch of Asia. Bring you the length of Pressure John's foot. Fetch you a hair of the great champ's beard. Do you any embassage to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 words conference with his harping? You have no employment for me?
None, but to desire your good company.
Oh God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lazy tongue.
Lady Beatrice, you have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord, he lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for his single one. Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice, therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady, you have put him down.
So I would he should not do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
How now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry nor well, but civil Count. Civil as an orange and something of that jealous complexion.
If faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true. Though I'll be sworn if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio. I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is one. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Named the day of marriage, and got you.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace saith it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself to you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let him speak neither.
If faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank you, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells me in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord, for lines. Thus goes every one to the world but I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hi, ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get thee one.
I'd rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you?
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace pardon me, I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Well, your silence most offends me. And to be merry best becomes you, for out of question you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then was a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
By my heart, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She's never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then, for her daughters say she had often dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself with laughter.
And she cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers as her suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord! If they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Countess Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Love goes on crutches till time goes on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence to just 7 nights, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answered in my mind.
Come, you shake your head at so long a breeding. But I warrant thee, Claudio, the time will not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring the Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice to a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it so, and doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I will give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, fair hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefulest husband I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of a proved valor, noble strain, and confirmed honesty. I will teach thee how to humor thy cousin, that she will fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your two helps, will so practice on Benedict that in despite of his quick wit and queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, then Cupid is no longer an archer, his glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Going with me now, tell you one thing.
It is so. The Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinal to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection rages evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told you that I'm in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out of the ladies' chamber window.
What's life in that is to be the death of this marriage?
The poison in that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation you mightily uphold, to a contaminated stale, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, and to undo Hero. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them I will endure anything. Grow this to what adverse issue it can, I will put it in practice. Thee cunning the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn their day of marriage.
Boy,
senor?
In my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard.
But I am here already, sir.
I know that, but I would have thee hence and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife, and now he'd rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor, and now they lie 10 nights awake carving the fashion of the new doublets. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier, and now his words have turned to orthography, just a very fantastical banquet. So many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be forsworn but that love may transform me to an oyster, but I'll take my oath on it. Till he hath made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all these graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise or I'll none. Fair, or I'll never look upon her. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Mild, or come not near me. A good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be. Of what color it please God? Ha! The prince of Monsieur Love. I will hide me in the arbor.
Come hither, Leonardo. What was it you told me? That your niece, Beatrice, is in love with Signor Benedict?
Oh, I. Stop on. I did never think that lady could have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behavior seemed ever to adore.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought. Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
God, counterfeit? I was never counterfeit of passion come so near the life of passion as she discovers it. Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Faith to look well. This fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How, I pray you? You amaze me. I had thought her spirit invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this a gull that the gray-haired fellow speaks it. Neighbor, you cannot sure hide yourself in such reverence.
He hath ta'en the affection. Hold it up.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, it swears she never will. That's her torment.
So your daughter says. Shall I, says she, who have so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says she now when she is beginning to write to him. For she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she have writ a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Now you talk of a sheet of paper. I remember a pretty jest your daughter told us of.
Oh, when she had writ it and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheets.
That.
No, she tore the letter into 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself that she should be so immodest to write to one she knew would flout her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he were to write to me. Yea, though I love him, I should.
And then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
She doth indeed, my daughter says so. And the ecstasy hath so much overborne her that my daughter is sometime afeard she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is most true.
It were good that Benedict learned it from some other, she will not discover it.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should. It were an alms to hang him. For she is an excellent sweet lady, and out of all suspicion, she is virtuous.
And she is exceeding wise.
And all but loving Benedict. Oh, my lord. Wisdom and blood combating in so tender a body. We have 10 proofs to 1 that blood hath the victory. I am sorry for her as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardians.
I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have daffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray you, tell Benedict of it and hear what it will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die. For she will die if he not love her. And she will die ere she make her love known. And she will die if he woo her rather than she bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible it will scorn it. The man, as all well know, hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
Indeed, he hath thought to have a good outward happiness.
Before God, and in my mind, very wise.
He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
Always Hector, I assure you. For in the managing of quarrels, one may say he is wise, for he either avoids them with great discretion or undertakes them with a most Christian-like fear.
If he do fear God, he must necessarily keep peace. If he break the peace, he ought to enter into a quarrel with fear and trembling.
And so he will do, for he doth fear God, howsoever it seem not in him by some large jests he will make. Well, I am sorry for thy niece. Shall we go see Benedict and tell him of her love?
Never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
We will hear more of it by thy daughter. Let it cool a while. I love Benedict well, but I could wish he would modestly examine himself and discover how unworthy he is so good a lady.
My lord, we walk. I believe dinner is ready.
If you do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
The same net must be set for her, which must needs be carried by your daughter and your gentlewomen. The sport will be when they hold one an opinion of another's affection and no such matter. That is the scene I would see, which is merely a dumb show. Let us send her to call him in to dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly gone. They had the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me? Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censored. They say I will bear myself proudly if I do perceive the love doth come from her. They say too that she would rather die rather than show any signs of affections. I did never think to marry her. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their detractions and can put them in mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis true, I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise. But for loving me, by my troth there is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly. For I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken upon me, because I have railed so long against marriage. But does not the appetite alter? A man loves to meet in his youth that he cannot endure in his old age. Shall quips and sentences and paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice now. By this day she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for these things than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure then in the message?
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point and choke a dog bone. Your stomach, Senor? Fare you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come into dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains to thank you than you took pains for those thanks. That's as much as to say, any pains I take for you are as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity of her, I am a villain. And if I do not love her, I'm a jerk. I will go get her picture.
Good Margaret, get thee to the party. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the prince and Claudia. Whisper her ear, and tell her I and Ursula walk in the orchard, and that our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the pleached bower, where she will hide her to listen our purpose. This is thy office. Fare thee well, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come presently, I warned you.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedict. And when I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin, for look where Beatrice like a lapwing runs, close to the ground to hear our conference. The pleasantest angling is to see the fish, cut with her golden oars the silver stream, and greedily devour the treacherous bait.
So angle we not for Beatrice, who even now is couched in the woodbine coverture. Hear you not my part of the dialogue.
Then go near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait we lay. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and as wild as the hazards of the rock.
But are you sure Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my newly betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madame?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they love Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full of fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look upon. And her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seem weak. She cannot love.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly we're not good. She knew his love lest she'll make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell it backward. If fair face, she'd swear the gentleman should be her sister. So she turns every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchases.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is, cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Therefore, let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. 'Twere better death than to die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, instead I will go to Benedict and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One does not know how much an ill word may poison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be much without true judgment so as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He is the only man of Italy, always accepted by my dear Claudio.
I pray you, be not angry with me, madame, speaking my fancy. Signor Benedict, for shape, bearing, argument, and valor, goes foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madame?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come go in. I'll have that counsel and show me some attires with which is best to furnish me with tomorrow.
She's limbed, I'll warrant you. We have caught her, madame.
If it proves so, then loving goes by halves. Some Cupid kills with arrows, and some with traps.
such. And Benedict, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For others say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than recordingly.
I do but stay till your marriage is consummate, and then move toward Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you will vouchsafe me.
Nay, for that would be as great a soil on the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat, and forbid him to wear it. I will only be bold with Benedict for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot he is all mirth. He hath twice or thrice cut Cupid's bowstring, and the little hangman won't shoot at it. He hath a heart as sound as a bell, and his tongue's the clapper, for whatever his heart thinks, his tongue speaks.
Gallus, I'm not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you were sad.
I think he be in love.
Hang him, truant! There is no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love. If he's sad, he wants money.
Well, everyone can master a grief, but he that hasn't.
Yet I say he is in love.
There is no appearance of fancy in him, unless it is a fancy he hath towards strange disguises. Unless he hath a foolery to this chance, then he is no fool, as he would have it appear he is.
If he not be in love with some woman, there would be no believing old signs of brushes his head o' mornings. What should that bode? That's as much to say. The sweet youth is in love.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy.
And when was he wont to wash his face?
Yea, or to paint himself, for the which I hear what they say of him.
Nay, but a jesting spirit, which is new, crept into a lute string and now governed by stop.
Oh, Signor, walk aside with me. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak with you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
By my troth, to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their pranks with Beatrice, so that the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good den,
If your lordship please, I will speak with you.
in private.
If it please you, yet Count Claudio may hear what I have to say. For what I would speak of concerns
What's the matter?
me and your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
For I know not that, but he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me, by that I now manifest. My brother, I think he holds you well, and in dearness of heart, hath hoped to effect your ensuring marriage, surely suit ill spent and labor ill bestowed.
Why, what's the matter?
I came hither to tell you, and circumference is shortened, for she has been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she, Leonardo's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal.
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. I could say she were worse, think you worse title, and I could fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight, and you shall see her chamber window, enter it, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her, but it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so.
If you dare not trust that you see, confess not that you know. Go but with me, and you will see enough. And when you have heard more and seen more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight where I should not wed her tomorrow, there in the congregation where I should marry, will I shame her.
And as I wooed with thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no further till you are my witnesses. A very coldly bread till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
Oh, day untowardly turned.
Oh, mischief, strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague, right well prevented. So will you say when you have seen the sequel.
Yea, or else it were pity, but they salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were too good of a punishment for them. If they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Yeah, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most darkest man to be constable?
Hugh Oatcake, sir, or George Sequel, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seagull. God had blessed you with a good name to be a well-favored man. Hallelujah! Is the of fortune holy. But to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have. I knew it would be your answer. Well, sir, for your favor, why give God thanks and make no boast of it? And as for your writing and reading, let that not appear until there is no need of such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. You are to comprehend all vagabond men to stand in the prince's name.
How will not stand?
Why then take no note of him, but let him go. And presently call all the watch together, and thank God you are rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he's bidden, then he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they're to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. For the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable, and not to be endured.
We'd rather sleep than talk. We know it belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like the most ancient and quiet watchman. For I do not see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your bills be not stolen. If you meet a thief in the night, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man. And of such kind of men, the less you meddle with them, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands upon him?
Truly, by your office you may. But the most peaceable way for you, if you do meet a thief, is to let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
Oh, you have always been a merciful man, partner.
I will not hang a dog by my will, much more a man who hath any honesty in him.
But if you hear a child crying at night, you must call the nurse and bid her still it.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Why then depart in peace and let the child wake her with the crying. For the ewe that will not hear a lamb when it baas, will not hear a calf when it bleats.
'Tis very true.
This is the end of thy charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet a prince in the night, you may stay.
Nay, related that, I think I cannot.
Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of great chances, call me up. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own. And good night. Come, neighbor.
Well, Master, we hear our charge. Let us sit upon the bench till 2 and then all to bed.
One more word. Honest neighbors. Watch your back, Senior Ole, and not his door. For the wedding being there tomorrow, there's great chance of coiling. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you. Come, neighbor.
Conrad!
Peace, we're not.
Conrad, I say!
Here, man, I'm at the elbow.
Master, my elbow itched. I thought there would a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. But now, forward with thy tale.
Stand me close up this penthouse, for it drizzles rain, and I will utter all to thee.
Some reason, Master, you should stand close.
Therefore, know, I have earned Juanita 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou should rather ask if any villainy be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones ask what price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shall thou unconfirmed. Thou knowest that the fashion of the doublet, or having a cloak, is nothing to a man.
Yes, it is the fashion.
I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
Hush, I may as well say the fool's the fool, but seest thou not what a deformed thief this fashion is?
All this I see, and I see that the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But art not thou thyself giddy with the fashion too, that thou hast shifted from thy tale into telling me of the fashion?
charge you in the prince's name, stand. We charge you in the prince's name, stand.
All up the right, Master Constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
And one deformed is one of them. I know her. She wears a lock.
Masters! Masters!
You'll be made bring deformed forth, I warrant you.
Masters!
Never speak. We charge you. Let us obey you to go with us.
We are likely to prove a goodly commodity being taken upon these men's bills.
A commodity in question, I warrant you.
Come, we'll obey you.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Mary, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Mary, this it is, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
Good man Burgess here, sir, speaks a little off the matter. His wits are not as so blunt as, God help, I would desire that they were, but in faith, honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any living man that is an old man and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous. Collaborate, neighbor Burgess.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
It pleases your worship to say so, but we are the poor Duke officers. If I could find in my heart to bestow it all on your worship.
All thy tediousness on me,
Yea, and 'twere £1,000 more than 'tis. For I hear good exclamation on your worship as of any man. And though I be poor man, I'm glad to hear it.
And so am I.
I must leave you.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, have comprehended 2 auspicious persons. We would have them examination before your worship this morning.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be sufficient.
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 Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
My lord, they say that you should give your daughter to her husband.
I'm ready. I'll wait upon them.
Go, good partner. Go you get to Frances Seacole and bid her bring her pen and inkhorn to the jail. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief. Only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount the particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No.
To be married to her, friar, you come to marry her.
Lady,
You come hither to marry this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer none.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely son as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back, which may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing. Unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She is but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how like a maid she blushes there. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not that blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all that see you here, that you were made by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of luxurious bed. This blushes guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you have in your own proof vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
No, Leonardo, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to a sister, showed her bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on the seeming, I will write against it.
Is my lord proud that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What? Should I speak? I stand dishonored that I've gone about to link my friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
Oh, God!
Leonardo, stand I here? Is this the prince? Is this the prince's sister? Is this face heroes? Our eyes our own?
All this is so, but what of this, my lord?
Let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
Oh, God, defend me, how am I beset? What kind of catechism call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
Marry that kind hero. Hero itself can blot out hero's virtue. What man was he talked with you yesternight? Now if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talk with no man, my lord.
Then you are no maid. I'm sorry, Leonardo, that you must hear, but on my honor, myself, my sister, and this grieved count did see her, hear her, talk with a man at that hour. And the ruffian, most like a liberal villain, have confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times received.
Fie, they're not to be named, my lord, not to be spoken of. There is not chastity enough in language to utter them without offense. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Oh, hero, what a hero hast thou been. If half thy outward graces have been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart, but fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Farewell.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
Wait, how now, cousin? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us thither. These things come thus to light. Smother her spirit up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help! Oh, hero, my hero!
Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her sin that may be wished for.
Oh, no, cousin.
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, doth not every earthly thing find shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero, for did I think thou wouldst not quickly die, myself would on the rearward of reproaches strike at thy life. Grieved I had but one. Oh, one too much by thee, why had I one?
Sir, For my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed. Would the two princes lie and Claudio lie who loved her so that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears? Hence from her, let her die.
Hear me a little, for I have been silent so long, and by noting of this lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions, to start into her face 1,000 innocent shames, and angel's whiteness beats away the blushes, and in her eyes hath appeared a fire to burn away the errors that the princes hold against her maiden truth.
Friar, this cannot be. Why seekest thou then to cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
What man are you accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy.
There are some strange missing princes in this prince.
Two of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lies in Doña Juanita, whose spirits toil and frame of villainies.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Hear me a little, and pause a while. Your daughter here, the princess, left for dead, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Hang more than blue epitaphs upon your family's old monument, and do all rights obtaining unto death.
What will become of this? What will this do?
Mary this will carry on her behalf, change slander to remorse. And but look for Ritterberg. She died upon the instance of being accused, and so will fare with Claudia. Every lovely organ of her life shall creep into the study of his imagination, and he will wish he had not so accused her.
Sir, Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you in this. And though you know my inwardness of love is very much into the Prince and Claudio, yet by my soul, I will deal in this as justly and secretly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may need.
Presently away, come lady, die to live. This wedding day but prolong. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe that your cousin is wrong.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It's a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you. But believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, and I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Will you not eat your word?
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Do not swear and eat it.
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest I love thee.
Why then God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart. There is none yet to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Huh, not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny. Farewell.
Carry Beatrice.
I am gone though I am here. There is no love in you.
Beatrice.
Nay, I pray you let me go.
Claudio thine enemy?
Is it not approved in the hypervillain that has scorned, slandered, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. Bear her in hand till they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh, God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace!
Hear me, Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wrong, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
Oh God, that I were a man, or had any friend that would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and tongues are only turned into turn into tongues, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, Beatrice. By this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand. And so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Farewell.
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. Let's call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yea, that's the epicest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
These women did say, sir, that Juanita, the prince's sister, was a villain.
Why, that's black perjury to call a prince's sister a villain.
What hurt you him, Sales?
Mary, that she hath received 1,000 ducats of Juanita for accusing Lady Hero wrongfully.
Black burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by the mass that it is.
What else, sir?
And that Claudio did mean, upon his words, to disgrace Hero in front of the whole assembly and not marry her.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more masters, then we can deny. Princess Juanita is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this manner refused, and upon the grief of this suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men and women be bound and brought to Leonatus. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinions. Let them be in the hand. God's my life. And where's the sexton? Let her write down Princess Officer Coxcomb. You naughty varlet.
Away! You are a sucker of rabbits! You're a rabbit sucker!
Dost thou not suspect my look? Dost thou not suspect my place? Oh, that she were here to write me down a
Rabbit sucker.
rabbit sucker. But masters, remember that I am
Rabbit sucker.
a rabbit sucker. Though it not be written down, yet forget not that I am a rabbit sucker. I am a wise fellow, and which is more an officer, and which is more a counselor, and which is more as pretty a piece of flesh as any innocent. Oh, bring him away. Oh, that I had been written down a rabbit sucker. Rabbit sucker!
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself. And 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself. I pray thee, cease thy counsel. Nor let no comforter delight mine ear, but such a one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father that so loved his child, whose joy of her was overwhelmed like mine. But there is no such man, for brother, men can counsel and speak comfort to that grief which they themselves not feel. 'Tis all men's office to speak patience to those that wring under the load of sorrow, but no man's virtue nor sufficiency to be so moral when he shall endure the like himself. Therefore give me no counsel, my griefs cry louder than the purpose.
Therein do men from children nothing different.
I pray thee peace.
Yet bend not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know, and so shall the prince and all them that thus dishonor.
Here comes the Count and Claudio Italy.
Good den, good den.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonardo.
Some haste, my lord? Well, fare you well, my lords. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, quarrel not with us, good old man.
If you could right himself, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler, thou. Nay, never lie thy hand upon thy sword, I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand if it should give your age such just cause for fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man, never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a daughter nor a fool, as under privilege of age to brag what I have done being young, or what would do were I not old. No, Claudio, to thy head. Thou hast so wronged mine innocent child in me that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise in many days do challenge thee to trial of a man. I say thou hast belied my innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors. Oh, in a tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
Speak not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare, despite his nice fence and active practice, his May of youth and bloom of lusterhood.
Away, I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so deafen me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killest me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
They shall kill two of us, men indeed. But that's no matter, then kill one first.
Win me and wear me, let him answer me. Come follow me, boy. Come, sir boy, come follow me. Sir boy, I'll whip you from your pointing fence. Nay, as a gentleman, I will, brother.
Content yourself. God knows I love my niece, and she is dead. Slayer of death 5 villains. That dares to enter a man indeed, his eyes dares well take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, milksops! Hold to content. What man I know them ye, and what they weigh with the utmost scruple. Scambling, out-facing, fashion-monging boys that lie in cog and flout, a dozen dangerous words, how they might hurt their enemies if they durst, and this is all. But brother Anselm is the matter. Do not you meddle, let me deal in this.
Gentlemen both, we will not wait your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord.
I will not hear you, Leonardo.
No. Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shall. Some of us will smart for it.
See, here comes the man we seek.
Now, Signor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, Signor. You are almost come to part almost a fray.
We had like to have our two noses snapped off by two old men without teeth.
Leonardo and his brother. What thinkst thou? Had we fought, I doubt we would have been too young for it.
In a false quarrel, there is no true value. I came to seek you both.
And we have been up and down to seek you, for we are high-proof melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain, I jest not. I will make it good how you dare with what you dare and when you dare. You have killed a sweet and innocent lady. Do me right or I will prescribe your cowardice. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will be meet with you, so I may have good cheer.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you now to your gossip-like humor. You break jasts braggarts to their blades, which God be thanked hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your sister has fled and seen. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady, and the death shall fall heavy on you. For my lord Blackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you, for the love of Beatrice.
And you have challenged me.
Most sincerely.
What a pretty thing man is when he goes about in his doublet and hose and leaves his wit.
He is then a giant to an ape, but is an ape a doctor to such a man?
What soft you, let me be. Pluck up my heart when he said, did he not say my sister is fled?
Come, you sir. If justice cannot tame you, she shall lay no more reasons in her palace. And you be a cursing hypocrite, you should be looked to.
Oh no. Two of my sisters women bound? Braccio one.
Hearken after their offense, lady.
Officer, what have these people done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanderers. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Thirdly, I ask thee what they have done. First, what do you lay to their charge? Sixth and lastly, why they are committed. And to conclude, who have they offended?
Rightly reasoned, and in his own mind, and by my troth, there's one meaning well suited.
Masters, who have you offended that you are thus bound by your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. I pray you, what's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to my answer. Do you hear me, and let this count kill me? I've deceived even your very eyes, but your wisdom cannot discover. These shallow fools have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man, how Juanita, your sister, incensed me to slander the lady hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Lady Margaret in these garments. The lady is dead on mine and my master's false accusations, which I'd rather seal with my death than repeat over to my shame. And briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs this speech not like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he utters it.
But 'twasn't my sister that set you to this.
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
She is confirmed and framed in treachery, and fled upon this villainy.
Hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance, which I loved at first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time, our sexton hath informed Leonato of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify, when the time and place shall serve, that I am a rabbit sucker. Rabbit sucker!
Stand aside! Here comes Senor Leonato and the sexton too.
Which is the villain? Which of these is he? Show him to me, that when I note another man like him, I may avoid him.
If you know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain, thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but am mistaken.
By my soul, nor I. Yet to satisfy this good old man, I bend myself under any heavy weight he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang her an epitaph upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning come ye to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, almost the picture of my childhood's day. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
O noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow then, I will expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought with Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul she was not.
Nor knew not what she did when she spoke to me, but always hath been just and virtuous in anything I do know by her.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black. These plaintiffs here, the officers, did call me a rabbit sucker. I beseech you, let that be remembered in the punishment.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
While your worship speaks like a most reverent and watchful youth.
There's for thy pains.
God save the foundation!
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, sir. I beseech your worship well to correct itself for the example of others. God restore you to health. God restore your worship. And if there be any matter of merry meeting, God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Farewell, my lords.
We will not fail you, Leonardo.
Tonight I shall mourn with Pyrrho.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret how her acquaintance grew with this lewd fellow.
I pray thee, sweet Mistress Margaret, preserve well at my hands thy husband and the speech of Beatrice.
you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that no man living shall come over it. For in most comely truth thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me? Shall I always keep below the stairs?
Your wit is as quick as a greyhound's mouth. It catches.
And yours is as blunt as a fencer's foil. It hits, but it hurts not.
A most manly wit, Margaret. It will not hurt a woman. And so I pray thee, call Beatrice. I give thee the bucklers.
Give us the swords. We have bucklers of our own.
And if you use them, you must put in the pipes with vices, and they are dangerous weapons for maids.
Well, I will call Beatrice, who I think hath legs.
And therefore will come. The God of love that sits above and knows me, and knows me, how pitiful I deserve. Nay, they were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I can find no rhyme for lady, but baby. An innocent rhyme. For horn, scorn. A hard rhyme. For school, fool. A babbling rhyme. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor I cannot rule in fanciful terms. Dear Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I call thee?
Yea, and depart when you bid me.
Stay but till then.
Then is spoken. Farewell you now. But ere I go, let me go with that which I came for, which is knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of its right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must surely hear from him, or I will prescribe no coward. And now tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For them all together, which maintain so politic a state of evil, they would not let any good parts to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love? A good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
Against your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you will spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I could never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to live peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There is not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
And oh, is this Beatrice, which lived in the time of good neighbors. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill, too.
Serve God, love me, and men. And thereupon I will leave you, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, you must come to your uncle's yonder old coil at home. It is proved my lady here hath been falsely accused. The prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Doña Juanita, the author of it all, is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you come to hear this news, senor?
I will live in thy heart, and die in thy lap, and be buried in thine eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle.
Is this the monument of Leonatus?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death, in guerdon of her wrongs, gives her fame which never dies, so that the life that died with shame shall live in death with glorious fame. Now unto thy bones good night. Yearly will I do this right.
So are the Prince and Claudio, who accused her upon the error that you heard debated. But Margaret was in some fault for this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the question.
Well, I'm glad all things have sorted so well. And so am I, being thus enforced by faith to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked. The Prince and Claudio have promised by this hour to visit you. Brother, you know your office. You must be father to your brother's daughter and give her to young Claudio.
Shall do as confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, senor?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonardo, the truth it is, good signor, that your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I, my daughter, lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do with an eye of love requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from myself, the Prince and Claudio, but what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is your good will may accompany ours in this day, to be conjoined in a state of horrible marriage.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here comes the Prince and Claudio now.
Good morrow, good fair sir. Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined to marry with my brother's daughter?
I will hold my mind where she is Shay's head.
Bring her on, brother. Here's the friar ready.
What's the matter, Benedict? That thou hast such a February face, so full of frost and storm.
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. But tush, fear not, man. We'll tip thy horns with gold, and all Europa shall rejoice at thee, as all Europa did rejoice at lusty Jove when he would play the noble beast in love.
Bull Joe, sir, has an amiable load. Some such strange calf leaped your father's cow and got a calf in that same feet. Much like to you, for you have just his bleat.
For this I will owe you. Here comes other reckoning. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This is she, and I do give you her.
Well then, she is mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not until you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero!
Nothing certainer. One hero died to find, but surely I do live, and I am of me.
The former hero! Hero that was dead!
She died, my lord, but yet her slander lived.
Let us go on to the church and get married then.
Come, presently away.
Soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no. No more than reason.
Why, then your uncle and the Prince of Claudio have been much deceived, for they swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth, no. No more than reason.
Why, then my cousin, Margaret and Ursula, are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore that you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, niece, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For here's a sheet of paper written in his hand, a haunting sonnet of his own theoretical.
And here's another, written in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle! Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, Beatrice, I'll have thee. But by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of wit crackers cannot flop me now out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? No. If a man will be beaten with brains, he shall wear nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do propose to marry, I will think nothing but that the world can say against it. And therefore, never flatter me for what I have said against it. For man is a giddy thing. And here is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee. But in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised and love my cousin. Come, come, we're all friends. Let's have a dance or we are married, so we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterwards.
First of my word, therefore play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife.